Let's get this figured out. This world gon' give me whatever I need until I get this vision out. Then they gon' pay me whatever I ask, cause I got it figured out. Family be checking all up on a nigga to see how I'm feeling now. Damn, they love to see a nigga really make a killing now. I put a lock on the game and I hide the code and the keys. I am not playing no games, I really play this shit for keeps. That shit for me.
MaddenHeadz YouTube. What's going on? It is your boy, Coach DC, coming back at you today with another video. I know I sound like one of the chipmunks or something, but yeah, it's that time of year, man. My voice is almost shot. I had to drink some tea and stuff even before I came on here, but yeah, man. So one of my clients, or one of my new clients, hit me. That's one of the biggest thrills I get from doing all this, especially when I get like new clients and people who haven't seen any of the content. Once they get into it, they may go buy go get a virtual or something. So one of my new guys, he actually got one of my 5 virtual packages, and so he was, picked his 5 videos. He asked me for which ones you think I should get, and just based upon his game, we also had a session, but just based upon his game, I kind of gave him some suggestions. And so it's always funny when I get the feedback, because he was like, man, Coach, he said, that stuff, he said, no disrespect, he said, but the stuff that you put on YouTube is nothing compared to your virtuals. And I'm like, yeah, it's true. He said, because on YouTube, you don't really show blitzes, you don't show one-play touchdowns, but you have all that stuff. And I do. I promise I do. So, but what we were talking about was the blitzing and just the playmaking and stuff on defense. And so for me, when it comes to defense, I try to make my blitzes look unique in a way that they just don't look like what everybody else is doing. I may sometimes come stand in a gap, but everybody's just not mugging the gap to get outside pressure. I run I like to get a lot of pressure from the inside. But more importantly than that is I always like to have somewhat good to solid coverage behind my blitzes. I know a lot of people just say, all right, blitz all linebackers, play match and cover 4 or whatever, and they're just gonna lurk the middle and hope that, the pressure can get there before the guy gets rid of the ball or before he finds the proper read. For me, I just don't believe in just overloading, just basically sending more people. I try to have some strategy behind it. I try to have, defenders dropping out into places that I think the offensive guy is going to go. But one of the main deals to my defense, or the main part of my defense, is my use of the defensive clock-in technique. I know a lot of y'all don't know what that is. That's something from the College Football Guide and the Mechanics Bible. I've also done some videos and stuff, virtuals, on similar topics. But what it is you can make your other guys on the field react to the ball when it's thrown, when it's snapped. It's basically just a way to get your other guys, the other 10 guys on the field, aside from the guy that you're controlling, involved. And so for me, I get a lot of turnovers that way, because I'm able to lurk in one spot, send a blitz, lurk the weakness, and then, once the offensive guy throws into that window closes even faster, because I'm finishing it off with using the defensive clock-in technique, getting the proper reaction from the guys, especially if I'm not able to click to them. That's one of the most frustrating parts of Madden to me, is just the inconsistency of just basically clicking on and like simple stuff, like even motioning on this game. Like sometimes I use a lot of motion, and so sometimes it might take me 3 or 4 or 5 attempts to motion one guy, and then by the time he gets to the other side, the clock is running down. And so it's just some certain basic stuff on this game, certain basic functions that I think is probably more of a DDA type thing than actually the game itself, because there are times where it functions efficiently and fine. And so it's just like, yeah, this game is what it is. I told a client yesterday, I'm like, This game will not allow you. It will only allow you to be so successful at certain things. It's adaptive AI, or cheating, as we call it. And so, for me though, it's a balance thing. It's like, that's why I have so many different ways to do stuff. That's why I use the mechanics and all that stuff. Your double mabling, all this stuff is great. But your guys have to be able to react. That linebacker has to see that guy running in front of him and actually do something. And there are plays, trust me, don't get me wrong. There are plays where I have the perfect defenses, or I feel like I'm in the perfect defense, and the guy just stands there. And so it just kind of is what it is with that. What was the other thing I want to talk about? Oh, I know what it is. Hey, man, be careful who you listening to on YouTube. Like, seriously, because somebody sent me a copy of a video or I don't call people out or whatever, but if let me say this. If you think revamp passing doesn't work, what do you think you're watching? Like, that is always crazy to me. It's like some people, and I try not to offend anybody, but when people come in here and say, oh man, you can't do that. And I'm like, what do you think you're looking at? This is revamp passing. You don't see the catch radius and all that other stuff on the ground. So I'm not using placement and accuracy. Matter of fact, I would never go back to placement and accuracy. Even if they got rid of revamp, I'd use classic before I go back to placement and accuracy, because it's a scam. To me, in my opinion, it's a scam. Well, not, you know what I mean. In terms of the game, it's like they try to push certain things, or they try to promote certain things, and so I think there was a big thing to promote placement and accuracy. And that's not to say that it's all bad. It does have its spots, but I promise you. And this is my opinion, and it's not even for my game, because I throw every pass that everybody else throw. I throw short. I show y'all highlights of deep stuff, but when you watch my game plays, you see the drag routes, you see all the stops, the comebacks, the curls, the ins, the outs, the corner routes. For me, what revamp has done for me, it has totally opened the field up to the point where I feel like there is no place on the field that I can't reach if I throw the ball with timing. I get my feet halfway set, and I'm able to step into the throw. A part of that is getting the ball over underneath defenders. That's a big issue on this game, especially when you're using placement and accuracy. It's like I said, it's easy to throw a horizontal or sideways kind of pass. It's easy to see, okay, he's standing inside, I throw it far outside. It's hard to judge vertical, meaning he has a step on him. So with placement and accuracy, it's hard to get that trajectory to get the ball over that underneath defender. This is Matt Jones. Look at that. Probably one of the weakest arms on the game. And I mean, like, just revamp. So if you're out here listening to people who tell you that revamp doesn't work, man, and you go change just because they said it doesn't work, man, you are really tripping. Go find out for yourself. Go use it for yourself. Sit in practice mode, make the different throws, try the different launch points and arm angles and trajectories and all that coverages and all that kind of stuff. And I guarantee you, if you put the work in, there is no way you'll go back to placement and accuracy. That just kills me, because I'm like, what do you think you're watching? I don't create these videos in my head. No, these are games I'm playing. These aren't other people. All these games, pretty much, if it's a client clip, I'm gonna tell you it's a client clip. But nah, this is me, man. All the way. Revamp. You do not see the catch radius and stuff on the ground. So for all these people out here on YouTube saying revamp doesn't work, man, stop. Anyway, man, it's your boy Coach. I'm out.